many of you have ever heard the song, "I Hope You Dance" by Lee Ann Womack? This song has special meaning to me, not just because it's a special song between my daughter and I, but it's helped me through a rough time in my life. I believe that everything happens for a reason. Even though you may not understand it at the time, you will eventually understand it and it will become clear. My name is Deanne Ware and this is my story. I was born in Fort Smith, Arkansas on July 15, 1974. I was the middle child of two brothers, John and Rick. I competed heavily in gymnastics. I even went to Chicago to train for the Junior Olympics. But I suffered an injury to my shoulder, which ended my career in gymnastics. We moved to Hartford when I was 14, and that's where I met my high school sweetheart. We eventually got married when I was 19, and we had two children, Trey and Morgan. That's when I started working for the Department of Community Corrections, which is where I'm still employed. I work there as the drug court administrative specialist. After 13 years of marriage, my husband and I got divorced, and it was a really traumatic time in my life. I had never been on my own, and then being on my own with two children, made it even more scarier. One day I was riding in my car and that song, "I Hope You Dance" came on, and I started thinking, how the song says, I hope you don't sit it out, and then I hope you dance. I got to thinking, that's all I'm doing right now is sitting it out. I'm not doing anything, but here I'm teaching my daughter that, this is what she should do, but I'm not doing it. So I decided to put that time of my life in the past and go on with my future. I got the opportunity to go try out for a roller derby team. And from the first day that I went, I loved it. I loved the rush that it gave me. I was the lead blocker for the team, but after 2 years I had to retire. It was taking a toll on my body. Then out of nowhere, the man of my dreams came into my life. We had known each other for 10 years, but hadn't seen each other in about 3 or 4, and one day he sent me a message on MySpace, and we started talking. His name is Donnie, and on July 17, 2010, we got married. He's my best friend. And I now have a stepson, Dylan, and a stepdaughter named Morgan. And it's kind of funny that both of us have a daughter named Morgan, so it gets kind of confusing sometimes. The motivation and support that my husband has given me has encouraged me to go back to school. Going back has definitely been a challenge at my age. I'm 38 and everything has changed. I'm pursuing a degree in criminal justice because once I started working for the Department of Community Corrections, I decided right then and there that that's what I wanted to do. After I get my degree, I plan to become a parole officer. Every person's life has its ups and downs. I went from having to give up my love for gymnastics and move to a small town, which led me to meet the father of my children. Even though the marriage didn't work, I have 2 amazing children, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. Honestly couldn't understand why it happened and why it didn't work out, but then Donnie came into my life, and now I understand, and it all became clear. I am truly blessed and wouldn't change a thing about my life. Always remember that everything does happen for a reason. Your life does have a plan. It just may not reveal itself when you want it to, but it will eventually be revealed. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. Thank you.